Right, we've arrived at Stokesay Castle, which is here. Fortunately, we can't take Poppy in.
Well, we don't know, do we? It says dogs on lead on the thing. Dogs allowed on leads.
Yeah, I think that's a standard sign though, isn't it, for English heritage? That's where we are anyway, Stokesay Castle. Admission charges apply, but it doesn't say how much. There we go. Yeah, that's the building. Windows are out on some of the things, but there are some windows. There's a bit of a mixture. There's a bit of a Tudor thing on the end of it.
Tudor thing?
Yeah, I'll do my technical bit here. Yeah, we can't take Poppy in the building, but she can wander around the courtyard and the moat, I think she said.
Yeah.
There's a pond here. Or is it just a flooded field?
This is that's the Shropshire Way up there.
Oh right, okay.
But it's full of
mud.
It's a bit wet.
Yeah.
Probably nice when it's dry.
Yeah, and the railway goes past there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's very countrified here. Yeah, I hate leaving Poppy behind. But she's in a crate in the car and it's locked. And she'll be perfectly fine for an hour or so. Let's go and have a look at the castle. Right, so pre-booked tickets. There's a little graveyard here. A little church. I think the church is open now, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be.
I'll have a look later. But here it is. Sorry? You're all steamed up.
Completely.
Well, I'll just have to describe what I see then. There it is. Very strange looking house behind, isn't it? It's like one of those houses you get at the fun fair, isn't it? The crooked house.
Yeah.
You can see the floors bowed on it. Obviously there was like a moat round it as well. Right, let's go and check in. Yeah, got us trained now, haven't they? It's a 750-year-old castle with spectacular original features, and the 13th century home was built for rich wool merchant Lawrence of Ludlow. It was renovated in the mid-17th century with luxurious interiors and the gatehouse that stands in front of you. And the gatehouse was built in 1640 to 41 by William Earl Craven. It says looks for the carpenter's marks used by builders to identify their timber. It's got an array of mythological and biblical features. Adam, Eve and the serpents are present. Dragon, wild men, geometric patterns and foliage. I mean, the amazing thing about it is it survived the Civil War, including the siege of 1645, in which no shots were fired. but after which the wall around the castle was almost completely destroyed. So we have a guidebook.
Yep, and number 1, believe it or not, is the Gatehouse.
Gatehouse, page 5.
Page 5. That's it, in the snow.
Oh yeah, that's a
Of
real
course
Christmas
today.
card sort of picture,
Yeah,
isn't it? Wow.
yeah.
Oh, Poppy can do that, can't she?
Be able to do that, yeah.
Yeah. Six wreaths of Stokesay, and you find all the wreaths dotted around the site. So we're going to look for the carpenter's mark somewhere.
Yeah.
Is that one? Little marks there. Yeah.
There was obviously an original one, probably stone one.
What, Gatehouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it.
No. So this is 1640.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, quite a low door there.
Well, they weren't as tall, were they?
No.
Probably all my height.
Yeah. I've got to keep right.
Number 5 is the hall.
So this is the hall, okay.
Yeah, the Great Hall, I suppose.
Yeah.
And number 7 is the solar block.
Okay.
Page 8 is the hall.
Right.
Yeah, so this is a lot older.
Okay. So this is
13th century, this is. It's used as a store in the 19th century.
right. Yeah, going to make a good barn, I suppose.
Yeah,
Isn't it? So that's when they had the roofers in.
yeah, that's
In
right.
1320.
Somebody took a drawing of them.
Yeah, there's
A
a
bit
window.
dodgy up that ladder.
Yeah, you could
What's
do.
he standing on?
Yeah, what's he standing? Where's his crash out? Ooh. Look, there's a little step there, watch yourself. Wow. Great ornate roof up there.
Well, that's the original room. They've got a picture of
Yeah.
people inside it.
Yeah. Well, there was, looks like there were stairs. Is it? Oh no, we're here, aren't we? We're looking that way.
The wrong way.
Yeah. The stairs going up there.
Yeah, so that's those. Staircase there,
Yeah. So, okay.
and there's them eating at the top table, and people preparing the food.
Yeah.
And see that in this light.
Well, you can see a little bit of it. I think I'll put my light on. Right, let's go downstairs first. Oh, quite a low arch here. This is. This must have been the stables or something. You're going to tell me in a minute.
I think it's a storeroom, isn't it?
It's like there's the well there.
We've got like a bucket here.
A bucket.
Here.
Where?
There.
Oh, there. Standing in
We've
front of
got
it.
A barrel there.
Yeah.
So I guess is this the storeroom and you take food up to Great
Okay.
Hall.
There are arrow slits in the walls. Yeah. Oh, this floor is really uneven. Watch
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Do something nasty there.
Yeah. Oh, look, great big old doors though. Look how old they are.
Yeah.
You found any wreaths yet?
No. Because you're not seeing a lot, so.
No. You can't see a lot with missed it up.
Because it's so cold today. It's hard.
look out the window. Right, let's go upstairs then. You can come, can you? I'll hold your hand. Come on.
Really weird this.
Well, you can't see what you're doing.
No. It's a bit narrow.
They're a bit short, aren't they, the steps? Have a look in here. Well, you can see the plaster and lathe. Wattle and daub.
Yeah.
So that's what it would have looked like, I guess, isn't it? With
that on the wall, yeah.
with that on the wall. So what's it say here? So let's get me a light on that. So it says in the 13th century was originally a single space insertion of a small fireplace into the tiled portion. Later in the century suggests it was divided soon after its completion. So let's look through the clear panel to see some 13th century earthenware glazed tiles. Clear panel.
This?
What?
These are on the floor, doesn't it?
Oh, right. There's no panel here, is there? You just look through the hole. Yeah. It says in the 17th century, the small room to the left was remodelled to allow for a toilet to be inserted into one wall. In there, presumably.
No. There's a door there.
Yeah.
See what was in there.
And that's the portrait of the Earl of Craven. Quite narrow, these steps. The wooden steps, yeah. And another room up here. Let's have a look. We're in the North Tower. So this is mid to 13th century. More spacious because its floors are supported by timber beams which project out. So the great hooded 13th century fireplace is pitched right up to the roof. There's a chimney going up there. So it may have been used as a luxurious guest accommodation during the time of Lawrence of Ludlow. Perhaps even the Bishop of Hereford stayed here in 1200. Major 17th century changes at Stokesay included insertion of a flat ceiling concealing many of the roof timbers. It says only fragments of the ceiling space remain. So this bit here is sticking out over the walls. That's a reconstruction of what it would have looked like in 1640s. It's a portrait of Francis Stackhouse Acton. Back down and out to the garden. Find the hidden letter. Like a little cubby hole, or perhaps it was a toilet or something. Oh, it's a family tree. Hello. Right, saying here that the Great Hall was built by Lawrence of Ludlow, who died in 1294. He's a wealthy wool merchant and royal advisor, but wasn't nobility. Features like the open hearth and roof structure made a deliberate reference to castle halls from the past. The intention was to suggest to visitors that the castle, his family's position, was older than it was actually was. So a bit of spin doctory. So this is a picture of the Bishop of Hereford's visit, and this was evidence of a visit to Stokesay by an important local lord, the Bishop of Hereford, Richard Swinfield. His records for Thursday the 27th of April 1290 show an itemised receipt for food and drink consumed at Stokesay. As were customary for large feasts, the bishop contributed towards the costs incurred by himself, his advisors and servants. And on the menu for the 10-day stay were 2 sextaries of wine, equivalent to 48 bottles or 36 litres, 2 whole pigs, 2 calves, 3 goats, 10 capons, and 5 other fowl, with substantial quantities of bread and ale. The abbot of Hallman was probably entertained at Stokesay during the bishop's stay, as the abbot is recorded supplying oats for 35 of the bishop's horses. That was some meal.
Yeah.
Good. So it says in the 13th century this space was originally a single room, probably for food storage and and preparation. By the 13th century, when the dividing wall was inserted, this half was used as a dining room. Let's take my light off. The hole in the wall acting as a serving hatch. Yeah. That?
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah. Or that.
There. Well, it must be to there, because that's where everybody was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. So dark in here. It said dishes were made of pewter and cups and jugs were made of wood, clay and sometimes silver. This is the solar block we're in. Yeah, that's the serving hatch, isn't it?
Oh, right.
Where's your hand?
No, I'm alright, I'll go over to it.
Yeah.
I can see it at the moment.
Yeah, okay. It's got to be the cellar, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like real beer barrels, isn't it? So the basement solar block. This was a buttery, after the old French word for barrels or boat. Its thick walls were originally part of the early 13th century castle, which was here when Lawrence of Ludlow purchased Stokesay in 1281. Probably used as a drink storage area for most of the castle's history. The ring-shaped imprints on the walls suggest that barrels were stored here recently as the 19th century.
What, here, this?
Yeah, here. Yeah, you can see where the barrels are made a mark on the plaster, yeah. You can see the marks on the walls there. Right, back outside. Keep right this time. Up the steps here.
Starting with solar.
Yeah, so this is a 17th century solar, and it was built by Charles Baldwin and his family. The crib here, 17th century carvings above the fireplace. Wow. Quite amazing. What do you think that was? Just a window?
It's got like a hatch, isn't it?
A hatch, yeah.
Yeah.
These are the windows you can see from outside, aren't they? intact windows.
Yeah.
Look at that. Amazing place. With little seats to sit out on at the window. Assume that's what they were for.
Farm up there.
Yeah, well, you'd have a step to get up there, wouldn't you? Presumably they don't want people doing that now.
No.
Yeah. So this is very impressive, and that is.
Yeah.
Presumably there's 17th century furniture as well.
I think that must have been the loo.
The loo?
I think so. What else is it?
Well, it's covered up now, isn't it? So, yeah, a loo with a view. Yeah, so that's sort of what it would have looked like. Let's go up into the tower. Right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Chamber pot here. Fireplace. So don't touch the bats. So this is the South Tower, level 2. Let's go up a little bit further. I think Jenny's going to hang on here. What a view. So it says this tower illustrated the Ludlow family's new status. South-facing window seats provided views over a series of medieval fish ponds and leats. Watercourses laid out to mirror the castle to make it seem grander on the approach from the south road, provide a pleasing view from the parapet above. Track there is the Shropshire Way, heading underneath the railway. So that would have been one of the approaches to the castle, I guess. Well, that was fascinating, really. It was never really a castle, was it? So it's a manor house.
Yes, yeah,
They
that's
had
right.
a tower, and they had to get permission to get the crenellations, that type, the sticky up bits on the top. But yeah, fabulous place.
Looking forward to watching the video so I can see what we're
Yeah,
looking
see
at.
what you were missing.
Yeah, I think.
It's quite a nice little cafe, isn't it? Hey, get down. Hey, no noise. It's a lens cap. Oh, excuse the hat here. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Nice little. It's not really a castle, is it? A manor house.
A manor house, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fascinating.
It's well worth getting the guidebook.
Yeah, 'cause you learn so much more afterwards.
Yeah, and we're just reading the story of what's he called? I've forgotten his name now.
Lawrence of Ludlow.
Lawrence of Ludlow. Yeah, he met a sad end, didn't he? Really, he was a very wealthy man, and he lent money to the king at the time. Yeah, helped finance the wars against France, and he even suggested to the king about raising taxes on wool, which the king did, much to the horror of all the other wool merchants.
In fact, a drawing was done by a 13th century St Albans monk called Matthew Paris, and he's the chronicler of Dunstable Priory. Remember Dunstable Priory?
Oh yeah.
Whose own monastery was hit by the increase in customs duties on wool, and he recorded Lawrence's death saying because he sinned against the wool growers, he was swallowed by the waves in a ship full of wool. Yeah, so he drowned in a where is it? There. He drowned when he was on a ship which was full of wool. Yeah. And it says other wool producers were outraged about the increase, but couldn't conceal their delight when the fleet carrying wool, money, and Lawrence of Ludlow ran into a storm on the night of the 26th of November. Most of the ships and the wool survived, but Lawrence was drowned off the Suffolk coast. His body was recovered and brought back to Ludlow for burial. So a bit of a sad ending to him. Yeah. But no, it's a fascinating place. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, so if you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and we'll catch up with you in the next one. Bye then.
Bye then.